Hello everybody and welcome back to 2K14 Universe. I am your host Jitch and you're watching Friday Night SmackDown.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, standing 7 feet tall, weighing 441 pounds, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, The Big Show.
We are kicking things off with a match worthy of the main event position here tonight, as we have got a one-on-one between The Undertaker and The Big Show to kick off tonight's SmackDown. And after the match The Big Show had with Kane just last week here on SmackDown, you know you're in for a treat. The powerhouse of Jericho representing his tag team. Can he deny what I'm going to have to dub the Brothers of Destruction an opportunity at the tag team titles? Should be a interesting matchup here tonight. Of course, this is where it all stemmed from, was to do with these two.
Approaching the ring from Death Valley, weighing 299 pounds, The Undertaker.
For those that maybe don't know what I'm talking about, it all started when The Undertaker was attacked backstage by The Big Show. Chris Jericho has said that there was no tag team here on SmackDown worthy of facing them for the World Tag Team Championships. He wanted harder competition, but he didn't feel the need to defend the tag team titles. Our SmackDown general manager then said that Jericho could have a singles challenge if that's what he really wanted, but he would have to face The Undertaker. Well, unsurprisingly, Chris Jericho was not the man that he claimed to be, and he ended up backing out of that matchup very quickly by getting Big Show to attack Undertaker before Undertaker could ever make it to the ring, preventing that match from even taking place. I think we all know how deliberate that attack was, how meditated that attack was. Jericho is afraid of the idea of facing off against The Undertaker, hence why he's not been involved in any of the recent weeks. He had to then get in the ring with the returning Kane, who surrounded the ring in fire to make sure that Big Show stayed away, and Kane absolutely brutalized Chris Jericho. Last week on SmackDown, Kane fought for an opportunity to tag titles for him and his brother, The Undertaker, and he lost to The Big Show. I guess that really shouldn't come as too much of a surprise, as Big Show is a hell of a force to be reckoned with. If you haven't checked the wiki in recent memory, especially not Big Show's page, because, I mean, I don't know, where you go when you do go on it. Big Show actually has, I believe, the highest success rate of any superstar in the entire WWE's history. I believe he is the first man to have ever hit 60 overall career victories. Hard to believe, honestly. I mean, look, I'm not saying that Big Show isn't a big deal or anything, but I do feel like he hasn't been quite as prominent as someone like maybe like The Undertaker or so on. But I suppose, admittedly, you don't really realize who's been winning the most until the statistic is right in front of you. Because that's the difference. It's not necessarily who was the most featured, it's who was the most successful. It turns out that's The Big Show, despite his, I'd say, lack of World Championship runs. Of course, he is a former ECW World Champion, but that's honestly it. In all the time this man has found such great success, in fact, I don't think he's ever really been in contention for a World Championship. And here tonight he faces off against the first ever World Heavyweight Champion and a former WWE Champion at that, in The Undertaker. A lot of people obviously feel like this new pairing, because they are relatively new as a team, a lot of people feel this pairing of Jericho is yet another thing that's going to hold the Big Show back. Obviously, he is in championship position right now. He is a world champion. He's a world tag team champion. But there's a lot more that Undertaker could amass to if it wasn't for who he has in his corner. And I noticed that Jericho has stayed far away from this situation. I think it's safe to say he is very afraid of both the Undertaker and Kane. And interestingly enough, we haven't really seen any kind of implication that Undertaker and Kane are on the same page, yet our SmackDown general manager is saying that if Undertaker or Kane were to win, they would then be in contention for those tag team titles. So I'm very interested to know what that implies. How is that going to happen when you can't even guarantee these two are allies? Look at this, Undertaker now going for a chokeslam with Big Show. Obviously knows that move all too well. Undertaker is dazed as Big Show sends Undertaker back inside the ring. Nice roll out of the way there by the Undertaker as he sends Big Show into the ropes. And now Undertaker with a big clothesline sends Big Show out of the ring. And Undertaker coming over the rope. Oh my god, whoa! The fans did not give a damn about that. Undertaker grabbing Big Show by the throat after he is unresponsive from that diving clothesline. Talk about big matches. Our main event tonight is absolutely huge. John Cena and JBL, they've got their history against each other back on Raw. But here tonight on SmackDown, they once again meet one-on-one. And if John Cena wins, then both him and Mark Henry will be added to the World Heavyweight Championship match currently scheduled to take place between Triple H and JBL this Sunday. If not, Cena and Henry will still face off this Sunday, but it will be in a last man standing match. After their WrestleMania 20-minute no contest, I think it's time we finally find out who is the better man between John Cena and Mark Henry, because right now, I think that's a question on a lot of people's minds and no one has the answer. Big spear by the Big Show. Big Show now looking to put Undertaker away, and if he hits this WMD punch, no, never mind, changed his mind, goes for a choke slam, and down goes the Undertaker. Big Show dragging Undertaker to the center of the ring, goes for a cover. Has he put him away? No, not even close. Undertaker with an uppercut, but Big Show continues to be the one in control. Seems like Big Show has really found himself in charge of the Undertaker. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's never a good sign. Undertaker sitting up as he goes charging into the corner. And it looks like he has found new life once again. No pun intended. Big boot by the Undertaker. And a leg drop. Shades of certain Monday Night Raw superstar. Big Show stepping up to his feet though, and Undertaker wasting no time with a huge choke slam. Can he do this? Can Undertaker seriously hit Big Show with a tombstone? Oh my god! Pile driver, center of the ring. The arms have been crossed over, and it looks like this Sunday, Jericho will not be getting a night off. They were told if Big Show could beat both Kane and Undertaker back to back, then they wouldn't have to defend their titles this Sunday at Over the Limit. But with that victory, well, I'm very interested in what the future holds, because with that victory, Undertaker and Kane, despite never working as a team, despite being bitter enemies with each other since their first time they crossed paths, they will be a team this Sunday at Over the Limit. I don't know if they're going to be a very functional team, but they will be a team, and they could be the next World Tag Team Champions. Undertaker is victorious as SmackDown continues.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Silsbee, Texas, weighing 418 pounds, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Here we go.
Well, the absolutely massive matches continue here tonight. Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, is set for singles competition He was initially supposed to be facing off against the World Heavyweight Champion Triple H, but apparently Triple H sustained a very minor injury in preparation for tonight's SmackDown. He should be completely medically cleared by this Sunday's Over the Limit, but he is unable to compete here tonight, and because of that, Mark Henry will instead be facing off against another huge superstar on SmackDown, Ryback. A very different match, not at all what he had in mind, not at all what he was prepared for, but Mark Henry is willing to take on the challenge and get a message through to John Cena. Now, two men in the history of his career so far in the last year have defeated Ryback. This man has won countless matches. I think he's got something like 19 victories to like 3 losses. 2 of those losses are to Sheamus, and 1 of those losses is to The Undertaker. So, I mean, if Mark Henry hopes to beat Ryback and become the 3rd guy to ever beat him, it's gonna be a struggle.
Approaching the ring from Sin City, weighing 291 pounds, Ryback.
I don't know why, but when his shirt gets really pixelated from being just a little too far away, the bit on the bottom, I keep thinking it says like, fuck me you, or fuck me alone. I can't really tell which one my brain keeps piecing it together as. It's neither, it's feed me more, as I think we all know. Well, the last time we saw Ryback in action, he lost in the main event of last Saturday's Superstars to Sheamus, so he's got a lot of pressure on him right now to not fail again here tonight. Ryback is currently not scheduled for anything at Over the Limit this Sunday. Honestly, I think he was a hands-on favorite at one point, I thought, to defeat Sheamus for the European Championship, but he's failed, and now the new contender to the championship is definitely a wild card. The Great Khali has been unhinged since being separated from his former brother and, I guess, mentor in a way, Jinder Mahal. He has been completely left to his own devices, and obviously the last time that happened, the Great Khali became Hardcore Champion. Now, admittedly, I believe Ryback was the one that beat Khali for the Hardcore Championship. Don't quote me on that. But I think he at least defended it against him, if not. And Ryback was the final Hardcore Champion before that title was retired. So that's an interesting little thought there. Yeah! That fan agrees. Ryback going in for a running strike with Mark Henry with a great reversal. Just kind of standing tall and absorbing the shot. That's a very unique reversal. Speaking of unique, our next match is a very interesting one. NWO Blue are finally going to compete as a tag team. Six, the Cruiserweight Champion, teaming up with Kurt Hennig up next. They're going to be facing off against Six's opponent this Sunday for the Cruiserweight Championship, Robert Scorpio, and the man that Six defeated for the championship and Scorpio's partner tonight are Truth. Scorpio and Truth have absolutely no tag team background. I have no idea how they're going to function as a team against NWO Blue, but obviously the one thing they do have in favor for them is that NWO Blue have also, at least not on the screen, ever competed as a team. Now, obviously a live event, a local show, whatever, you know, anywhere that wasn't here, perhaps they've competed as a tag team before, but at least in this universe, in the public eye, we have never seen Six and Hennig compete together, to my knowledge. This is a first. Now, last time Six was in action here on SmackDown, he defeated the Rated R superstar Edge. So I'm very interested in seeing if he can continue that momentum. He suffered a shock loss to Scorpio the following week on Superstars, which is what led to Scorpio's Cruiserweight Championship opportunity this Sunday. But you don't want to count Six out. That's a very impressive competitor. Ryback, I think, honestly, has been getting dominated by Mark Henry. Well, looks like Ryback has said enough is enough. And Henry doesn't give a damn what Ryback says. hope this isn't the beginning of a loss of momentum for Ryback. His career seems to be heading south. But then, unfortunately for him, that might not even necessarily be the fact that he doesn't have it anymore, the fact that he's lost it. That might just be an unfortunate opponent for Ryback right now. Needless to say, Ryback is someone that I definitely see a lot of potential in. I think one day, Intercontinental Champion, maybe World Heavyweight Champion. Obviously, if he goes to Raw, US, and WWE Champion too. I think wherever he goes, this guy is destined for success. It's just that it's coming a little slower than I think I'd anticipated. Looks like Mark Henry's going to try and wrap this one up. And Ryback kicks out at 1. He has still got a lot of fight in him, despite the punishment that he has taken in this match.
He's putting those educated feet to good use. Oh, don't do this.
Mark Henry is just a freak of nature. He is toying with Ryback right now. I mean, I guess this is one way to say it. John Cena, if you're watching, I am ready for you. I just hope Mark Henry has the wits to not cheat John Cena out of tonight's main event. If anything, he should be helping John Cena tonight, because it gets him a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. Mark Henry with the world's strongest slam for the first time. He did a bear hug the first time, that's right. As Henry takes Ryback to the center of the ring. I tell you, I think this just was not the big guy's night. Ryback very dominated for the first time, I think, ever. We saw an impressive showing against Undertaker and Sheamus in the past. Mark Henry did something we've never seen anyone do to Ryback before.
Here's your winner, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
An emotional victory.
That was
Man, oh man, what a
shocking, to say the least. Are we seeing the downfall of Ryback, or perhaps Mark Henry really is just that damn good? We'll see if he can keep that momentum this Sunday. We'll see what the future holds for Mark Henry, a man you definitely want to keep your eyes on right now as we move towards our next match of the night, tag team action.
Representing the New World Order, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 200 pounds, the Cruiserweight Champion of the World, 6'5".
Okay, this was a genuine mistake. I should have really set up a tag entrance for them. Whoopsie. I know I could just skip all the entrances, go fix it, and then do that, but I don't really have the time for that right now. So, I'm just gonna say whoopsie and sorry, and I'm gonna hope that everybody can just forgive me for not actually having that already set up. Well, out first is the Cruiserweight Champion 6-Pack. And I hope you like that song, because here it comes again. Do you know what that actually feels like? A thing they would have done during the NWO era of WCW?
And his tag team partner, representing the New World Order, from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, weighing 257 pounds, Kurt Hennig.
What I mean by that is, from what I've seen of the NWO, because I skimmed around once without probably watching the shows, which is something I am like now rewatching them for the purpose of actually seeing it all, because I wasn't really getting most of what was happening from my own fault. But I remember, like, the NWO, they were so milked. It was such an overdone thing that, like, I would not be surprised if they seriously did at some point, like, just leave this one song playing and just have, like, each member come out, like, one by one and eat up, like, 20 minutes. Like, I just wouldn't put it past them. They found a thing that worked and they milked the shit out of it. And, you know, it was popular. I'm not hating. I know there are people, you know, that still love NWO and everything. It's just, that really was like a one-note show for a lot of time, from what I could tell.
And their opponents first, from the United Kingdom, Robert Scorpio.
Robert? Why does he say it like that? Well, Robert Scorpio out first for his tag team. I am curious to know how Scorpio feels about teaming up with R-Truth here tonight. It's definitely a very interesting combination. I don't really feel it's a very compatible pairing, but they could work together. Scorpio is currently someone who is trying to be back on the rise and get his career back on track. This is primarily after you know, taking some very tough losses in the past and obviously losing a partner and everything. Like, he's had a long road to get back to any kind of momentum from when he was World Tag Team Champion almost 2 years ago now. And it looks like perhaps the time has finally come for Scorpio to find some kind of single success with this Cruiserweight title opportunity. Here comes a former champion.
And his tag team partner, from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 235 pounds, R-Truth.
I'll tell you, I know a lot of people don't really believe it with R-Truth. A lot of people don't get the hype, and that's their own problem, frankly. I think this is a great person to have in your corner. This is a great potential ally right here, and it's someone you could really learn a lot from. R-Truth, since the beginning of this universe, has always shown a lot of promise. He's been compatible with a lot of people. He's had a lot of different teams in his time. Some very short-lived, but Scorpio could benefit a lot from someone like R-Truth being his ally, is what I'm saying. You know, it's no secret Scorpio may want to look into having someone in his corner this Sunday against Six for the Cruiserweight Championship, because of course, you know Six is absolutely going to have Curt Hennig there. That's an insurance policy if I ever saw one. He wants to make sure he's definitely leaving with a Cruiserweight title, and the best way to do that is to make sure that there's someone who's going to be able to distract the ref a good 5 or 6 times before the ref finally draws the line and says, no, you're out of here. Those 5 or 6 times, as I say, they may not even be necessary. I know I say it's supposed to be a 3-strike rule, but I've seen some referees really let some stuff slide. Big knee drop there by Robert Scorpio. As he goes in for a cover attempt, and Six-Pack, sorry, Six, I guess Six-Pack is also correct. It does say that on his tights. Very quickly kick out, which makes sense. Scorpio leaving a little bit of an opening there. It's a little strange. It's almost like he didn't want to work with R-Truth. Truth perfectly set Scorpio up to do something to Six, and Scorpio just didn't take the opportunity. And here comes Hennig. Last time we saw Curt Hennig in action, he was losing to the Intercontinental Champion last week on SmackDown. I wouldn't even really say he got much of a chance to put up a fight. Bret Hart was very impressive. And speaking of Bret Hart, our next match is a very interesting one for you because I mentioned, well, I didn't mention, you saw last week the tensions kind of building between Edge and Christian. Obviously, 2 weeks ago here on SmackDown, Edge and Christian, they'd been running their mouth and they were saying they were the superior Canadian superstars here on SmackDown and that Bret Hart may be holding the Intercontinental Championship. That's only because they weren't given an opportunity. Bret Hart said, I'll fight against one of you. Edge got the opportunity. Bret beat Edge. Bret then began saying that Edge, you know, perhaps he's just the weak link. Maybe Christian is the better guy between the tag team. He doesn't respect Edge, but maybe he could find some respect in Christian if he gave it a little bit of a shot. Since then, we saw last week on SmackDown, Edge livid backstage. He wanted to charge out and, you know, attack Bret pre-match. He wanted to make it so that Scorpio, I got distracted. Scorpio doing the White Tiger Bomb. No, that wasn't the White Tiger Bomb, my mistake. It's a backbreaker. Scorpio going in for the cover. Is this going to be enough to get the job done? Oh, almost, but no. Anyway, as I was saying before that happened, that was a cool reversal. Last week, Edge wanted to go out there and he wanted to attack Bret Hart and cost him his match against Curt Hennig, but Christian actually stopped him and said, look, if me and you don't get involved, I've been offered this contract. Next week, we can fight each other in a contenders match. Just a friendly match between two bros, and one of us gets an Intercontinental title shot against Bret this Sunday. There was a catch in that contract, it turns out, which is that Bret Hart will be the referee in that contenders match, which is up next. So we're going to see the longest reigning tag team champions in history, Edge and Christian, face each other up next, and hope they can somehow maintain and save their friendship. Brett is going to be right there in the middle of it all.
What's he gonna do here? What's he gonna do here? Into the cover hooks the
Cover
leg.
attempt here by Hennig.
He brings them
Just
to
the
the
one
end, and
count.
the match continues. You can see the wear and tear that this fight has taken out of these men. One, two.
Is that going to be enough? Ooh, Kurt Hennig picking up a pinfall over Scorpio with a failed attempt at help from R-Truth. You hate to see it.
Here are your winners, Kurt Hennig and 6'5".
Well, they were the established tag team in this matchup, and one of them is a champion, so I guess it was the more fitting outcome. But unfortunately, it looks like Scorpio's success and momentum has been put on hold a little bit here. Perhaps even completely knocked off. It's hard to say. But the NWO Blue successful tonight on SmackDown. As we move on to our next match, Bret Hart will be refereeing a match between Edge and Christian, in which the winner gets an Intercontinental Championship opportunity. You don't want to miss this one.
The following contest is a special referee match. Please welcome the special referee for this match. From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 234 pounds, Bret the Hitman Hart.
You know, Bret Hart has really got to watch his back in this one. I think he's very aware of the risk that he's signing up for, that he could be ambushed by Edge or Christian at any given point. And I do believe we have an emergency referee on hand should anything happen to Bret Hart in this matchup. Obviously, we're hoping that this is a match that gets to be called right down the middle and we get to see two great tag team superstars face off against each other. But obviously, as well, I'm really hoping that this isn't the end of Edge and Christian as a tag team, because I think they are a great team. And I actually think it's a shame that they're not teaming up right now. You know, everything they did as WWE Tag Team Champions, whether the fans liked their actions or not inside the ring, one thing that you can't dispute, they never really cheated to be tag team champions. They always fought fair, and they were just a very effective combination as a tag team. I hope tonight isn't the end of the road for them, but one of them will be facing that man for the Intercontinental Championship in 2 days' time, which is not a lot of time to recover from a grueling match with your best friend.
And the participants first. From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing 227 pounds,
Christian said last week, he implied that he is very confident tonight, that ever since they started doing this refusing to team up because the fans don't deserve it shtick, Christian has found a little bit of success when he's been put in matches, whilst Edge has lost, I think, pretty much everything since they have been competing more as single superstars. So perhaps Christian getting a little bit of an ego here, realizing in his head that the reason they lost the tag team titles to Drew McIntyre and Heath Slater back at WrestleMania 3, which because of Edge, and that he is actually, you know, a successful former WWE champion, the first ever Royal Rumble winner, and the biggest star, at least in his mind, than Edge. Edge is, of course, for those that don't remember, he is a former World Heavyweight champion, but it was only for about 2 or 3 minutes before he was cashed in on by Jack Swagger, who won the World Heavyweight Championship from Edge. Edge has not actually won another singles championship since then. Of course, saying that, Christian hasn't, since losing the WWE title, I think 2 years ago at this point.
from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing 241 pounds, the rated R superstar, Edge.
I just can't believe we're actually going to see this match happen. Edge and Christian, best friends, historic tag team partners on opposite sides of the ring, for what I feel has got to be the first time. These two made a shock tag team debut at WrestleMania 2 when they won the W Tag Team Championships from Triple H and Shawn Michaels. You hate to see it. Well, Edge with a little bit of hesitance there, but Christian going straight in for a gut kick, and that immediately threw Edge out of joint, and it looks like this one is officially on, despite their alliance. And I have a feeling this is going to be a great match, and that's for sure. I just really, really hope this isn't the end of the line for these two. Once again, can we appreciate the fact that the only version of Edge that has the correct tattoos on his arms is a Superstar Heads version, and you can't make Edge's tights with Superstar Heads at all? Isn't that awesome? Edge with a neck breaker there on Christian. And of course, Edge is the one with a lot to prove right now. There's a lot of people. We took a little poll before tonight's SmackDown. We got everyone in attendance to tell us who they think was going to win. Christian won the poll by 89%. There are not a lot of believers in Edge right now, and obviously that's got to be based on his statistical background heading into this match, his complete and utter lack of success. You see the Hitman in the corner there. He is playing this one completely down the middle. He's not exactly a friend of either of these two, but he is watching two of Canada's finest face off, and he is, of course, also one of Canada's finest. But that was a fair call right there. Straightforward 1 count from Bret Hart. To say, he's very much stayed out of this matchup so far. Christian now taking the fight to the outside, and you can kind of see the look on Edge's face of like, what are you doing? Why are we out here? Throw it back in the ring, keep this one tame, but it seems like Christian is doing whatever it takes. Almost like an ultimate opportunist. Edge charges in, Christian catches him though. Flapjacked him into the bottom rope. These things are very stiff, you don't want to be rebounding off of them like Edge just did. Kick to the midsection, kept that above the belt, so Bret, of course, perfectly fine with that one. Not getting involved. Bret has a lot of opportunity here to do whatever he wants to, let's not forget, but I mean, obviously, I think we all know Bret is he's a very traditional, he's a very well-behaved guy. I don't see him doing anything against the book. Submission hold there, but Edge able to escape it. There's a backbreaker by Edge. Slamming the head of his friend down on the mat. It's crazy to see, it really is. Cover attempt here. I mean, perhaps this match will be good for these two. Perhaps blowing off that little bit of steam is what the both of them need to maybe get back on track and remember that they are a great tag team and they should be honestly in contention for Jericho's titles. You know, it's weird to me that they didn't ever seize the opportunity to potentially get a tag team title opportunity, and I think Edge really wasting a lot of time there. Oh, and Edge dumped over the ropes by Christian. And a heel kick. These two taking the fight to the outside. Edge, come on now on the concrete. Edge just saying, come on, Christian, you want to go? Let's go. Bret Hart with a completely fair count here. As Edge waits for Christian to get in the ring. Christian's in. Spear straight away. Edge into the cover. Christian's shoulders are down. And he kicks out. Christian kicked out. And now Christian catches Edge straight into a kill switch. Is that going to be enough? Only 4 minutes deep into this. I'd hate to see it end so soon, but Edge able to kick out just about. And Bret, once again, calling it straight down the middle. I respect Bret's commitment here. He is watching these two crumble. And I mean, admittedly, Bret has been kind of playing these two against each other. They have given him exactly what he has been hoping that they'd do. They're focused more on hating each other right now than they are on hating Bret. Takedown there by Edge. Oh, he doesn't have the sharpshooter thing he does in this game. Okay.
You hear how his leg connected?
Well, then he must have this. Never mind. Big boot there by Edge. Nice reversal by Christian. Poke of the... Well, I don't know about a nice reversal, but it was a reversal.
He gets out of trouble there. He's still not through.
Edge back in control of Christian once again, center of the ring. I gotta say, Edge has looked very impressive in this match. As has Christian, though. Credit where both are due. Edge now backing up into the court. This has got to be it. This has got to be it. Christian perfectly caught center of the ring with a spear. Edge into the cover. And Christian kicks out once again.
These guest referee matches always have me on the edge of my seat. You really never know until that bell rings which way the match could go. Slip reversal there by Christian.
You're really feeling the tension build between these two. Roll-up attempt here. Edge turning it over. Christian's shoulder is in the ropes, Brett. Christian kicks out. You can kind of see Christian saying, no, I don't want to do this anymore. But Edge is not letting up. It's so physical. Right to the eye. Where is Edge going? Edge, elbow drop. Cover attempt once again. Brett sliding straight into position. Christian kicks out once again. I gotta say, Edge has looked very impressive in this. I think Christian may have underestimated his close friend here. Shoulder take him down. Ooh. A death drop of a scorpion-like one, if you will. Christian now. Taking Edge into the corner. And you could almost see the hesitance. You know exactly what Christian would ordinarily do in the corner, but he didn't do it. So he goes into a sunset flip powerbomb here on Edge, and Edge is able to kick out just about. These two getting very physical, but Christian catches Edge. That's got to be it. Christian busting Edge open off the impact of that kill switch, and it will be Christian facing off against Bret Hart this Sunday at Over the Limit. Bret, don't turn your back on Christian. What are you doing? Bret got out of there real quick. Well, Christian defeating his close friend, his best friend even. I guess the Intercontinental Championship is just more important to Christian than maintaining this friendship. And it will be Christian against Bret Hart this Sunday for the Intercontinental Championship. Man, I don't know. This is a tough one to predict, and obviously it sucks to see this tag team probably completely finished here tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from New York City, John Bradshaw Layfield.
Well, this is it. It is main event time here on SmackDown. JBL and John Cena one-on-one. Huge implications for Over the Limits. If JBL wants a straightforward one-on-one match with Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship, then he has to defeat John Cena here tonight. Otherwise, Mark Henry and Cena will both be added to the World Heavyweight Championship match this Sunday at Over the Limit. Now, of course, you may be wondering to yourself, why would Mark Henry also be added to this match? And that is because Mark Henry was initially scheduled to face off against John Cena, and as it currently stands in the SmackDown rankings, those two are very evenly matched with each other. They are both considered to be top contenders for the World Heavyweight Championship right now, behind JBL. So, instead of picking John Cena simply because he beat these guys, it will then merge the two matches together, because Henry was already signed off to face off against Cena this Sunday, and therefore he will still get Cena, but he'll also get JBL and Triple H and a World Heavyweight title opportunity. Over the Limit could really, really change here tonight. Not the loudest reaction for Cena today. I think this game was known for having really bad crowd reactions, though.
From West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 240 pounds, John Cena.
They're like really mild for like everything. Well, last week, John Cena defeated Triple H. That was massive. Can he beat the #1 contender as well? And in theory, then pretty much be the rightful #1 contender. It's finally time to find out. Oh no. Well, this can't be good. Just remember what I said before. If Mark Henry knows what's good for him, he is only gonna get involved in this match if he wants to help John Cena. Unless it means that much to him to dismantle John Cena one-on-one at Last Man Standing in an Over the Limit match. At Over the Limit in a Last Man Standing match, Mark Henry would be smart not to get involved in this matchup, or at least help Cena against his better judgment.
What a match this is going to be.
Big suplex there by Cena, takes down JBL. Layfield, of course, a very impressive former WWE champion. You know, I feel like he's really not gotten a chance to show exactly who he is on SmackDown just yet. I don't like how much certain management favored JBL over on Raw and helped him become the star that he is today, but I will not for a second deny that JBL has proven exactly how well he can go as a single superstar, regardless of that. He has some very impressive championship matches and wins, and unfortunately one thing to his name that I will not ever be able to forgive and forget for him is the retirement of Booker T at the hands of JBL. Booker T was, of course, someone, for those that maybe, you know, you're new here, you didn't see back when it was happening, you've forgotten, whatever the case may be, Booker T is someone who was very much on the rise and was damn near a WWE champion. He faced JBL after gaining just insane amounts of momentum throughout all of the last season, but when the match finally took place at King of the Ring, the 100th episode of the last season, JBL hit a powerbomb onto the exposed concrete outside the ring. Booker T continued to fight through the pain of what we didn't know at the time was a spinal injury, and JBL, of course, delivered another one, I believe, inside the ring, further damaging the back of Booker T, and he is now out of commission. He cannot make a return.
Cena just one heartbeat quicker on that exchange.
And that is exactly who JBL was as WWE Champion. And that is why I think we need to avoid him being World Heavyweight Champion. But it is entirely a possibility. Strikes him down there, and JBL's able to kick out. He kicks Cena off, a big shoulder tackle there by JBL, and he is really insistent on trying to wrap this one up. You can almost feel, like, I'd say, a level of fear from JBL. Like, he's afraid of John Cena. And that was an interesting move there by JBL. For those who don't know, that was very similar to what his old partner Farouk used to do back when JBL went by the name Bradshaw as part of the APA over on ECW.
Momentum has shifted back and forth repeatedly between these superstars. But what should Cena be looking for now?
That was a weird little freeze there. Cena is in control. And he scoops JBL. Scoopy slam. As here comes Randy Orton. We've not seen him in a while. This is an interesting involvement, of course, going straight to the corner there. It was Mark Henry that took him out of commission, but the distraction may have just cost John Cena. And of course, John Cena and Randy Orton, they've had their history in the past. Look no further than the previous season. Oh, clothesline from hell, attempt reversed by John Cena. And it looks like Cena and Orton Seem to be having some kind of issues with each other? Where is Orton going? JBL with a steel chair. The referee is heavily distracted right now. John Cena going straight face to face with Mark Henry. What is he doing? Why now? Oh, that's got to be a disqualification. Mark Henry with a heavy right to the face of John Cena. What is going on? Oh, thank God that steel chair got disappeared. Well, Mark Henry with a big right hand across the face of John Cena. And Cena is now out on the floor as JBL is laying into Cena. Reversal. Breaker there by Cena. Continuing to try and fight back to fend off JBL's attack on the outside. You can almost feel the attempt at a count out there. Where did Randy go? And what was Randy's intention? Cena caught off guard there by JBL. And Cena, is he mocking JBL? Is he looking to hit him with a... John Cena going for the old school JBL powerbomb. What the hell? And JBL's able to kick out of that one.
And now the toll of this very physical contest is beginning to show on his body. Cena's in trouble.
And a fall away slam.
When you're beat up, the last thing you want to have to deal with.
I'm so interested in so much of what just transpired from Randy Orton making an unexpected return to John Cena getting struck by Mark Henry. You can tell Cena is feeling the effects of the strike from Henry as JBL is measuring him, and a clothesline attempt failed again. What happened? What happened there? John Cena was struggling to focus there. And now he scoops JBL up. John Cena with an attitude adjustment. Got him. John Cena dragging JBL to the center of the ring. Cover attempt here. And JBL once again kicks out. My God. Let's not forget the incredible ability of JBL. The durability, for that matter. The fact that this man can withstand so much. We saw it at WrestleMania against The Rock, and we're seeing it now against John Cena. A cover attempt by Cena, and again, he's not able to get the job done. It almost feels like JBL is starting to frustrate Cena. Another attempt here. Attitude adjustment number 2. That's got to be enough. That has got to be a secured World Heavyweight Championship opportunity for John Cena at Over the Limit. Yes! Well, that's it. Mark Henry and John Cena have been added to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Triple H's championship is in serious jeopardy this Sunday now. Considering he suffered a minor injury prior to tonight's show, he's got 2 days to recover from that, and now he's got to go through not just JBL, but the man that beat him last week, and the world's strongest man.
What's going to happen next week on SmackDown?
It is highly, highly likely, in my eyes, that you are looking at the next World Heavyweight Champion right there, and his name is John Cena. Well, thank you all for watching this week's episode of SmackDown. I will see you tomorrow night on Superstars when we will find out if Roman Reigns, or the entire Shield as a matter of fact, will earn their spot on Monday nights when they face off against when Roman either faces David Otunga, or the Shield face off against a reunited Nexus. The challenge has been laid down, and we find out the answer to that in just 24 hours.